Hey everybody, so I'm going to do an updated video on the Dewalt ToughSystem 2.0 Radio+Charger. We're going to give some more specifications, more in-depth information with some music, if I could find some music appropriate. Please stick around, check out the video, and I'll see you guys there. Thank you for watching. Hey everybody, so we're going to be going over a few things today. I'm going to be doing a demonstration with the stereo because I had a lot of people complaining that I did not do a music demonstration. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the stereo, just give a more in-depth again, and then we'll go into the music. Alright, so let's grab a battery. This is a fully charged flex volt 6 amp hour 2 amp hour battery. So one of the things I wanted to mention is that you cannot utilize the battery compartment while something is stacked on top of it. We'll also test a 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter cable. Here is the charger. This stereo does not do AM. Whatever reason the camera cut out. This stereo does not do AM radio. So you can always download an AM FM app if you want to do that. And just run it through Bluetooth, or you can run the actual unit. So we're going to pop this battery in. Another thing is I've been testing this stereo with these flex volt, the smallest flex volt 2 amp hour 6 amp hour batteries for several weeks now, and I have gotten 12 hours off one battery on max volume. I was playing hip hop music and a mixture of rap and some rock. I did not have, let's turn it on, I did not have the stereo equalizer set in any particular manner. If I remember correctly, I think it was just even all the way around. No, I had the mid-range treble on max, and I had bass 1 bar below max is what I had it at. I have not noticed any distortion with this stereo other than on the very last bar, max volume. I did notice if you turn 1 bar down, so if you just move the volume 1 bar down, I noticed that it doesn't have a major issue. It does actually sound like the distortion goes away when you move the bar down 1 bar from max. It also depends on the music. I have also noticed I've had one other issue slash not an issue, is if this is put on an uneven surface, the legs on one side, if they're not touching properly, this stereo will actually bounce. It will move. I had it move about 5 feet on a table. I guess the table wasn't as even as I thought it was. I had it playing at max volume. The bass was bumping on the hip-hop music, and it just started dancing on the table, and I actually had to go grab it. Good thing I was paying attention. I didn't want it to fall off the table. The table was about 5 feet tall. So, anyways, we're going to get into it. There is 12 presets on this. 1 through 6 and 7 through 12. It's got dust on it because I've been using it outside. Okay, home button. I did speak about the buttons before. The DRC, outdoor, indoor, all that does is just to be more specific and help people out. Is the outdoor makes the speakers and the stereo louder when you're outdoors. When you change it to indoor, it quiets the max volume of the stereo. That's all that does. Okay. So click on Bluetooth. I do not have it plugged in right now. The cord's right here. I am looking at YouTube's audio library. It is connected to my Galaxy Note 10. This is Antonio's Galaxy. I also brought out an adapter. This is a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter. If you're using a device like mine, which is a Galaxy Note 10 Plus 5G, there is no 3.5 millimeter port on it anymore, so you're going to have one of these adapters. You can get this particular adapter from Walmart for $12 or $14. It's not really that expensive. So this is a demonstration. We're going to go up to max volume. Tinniness, or the what sounds like distortion, that's actually the bass hitting the toolbox pretty hard, so we're going to end up moving it. So put the cable back in here. We'll move it real quick. We'll move it outside, or I don't have another table in here. Alright, we're going to move it over to the bench. Alright. Let's find another song. put it back to even. 50%. Let's find a different song. There you go. It just happens to be Vince from VCG Construction's theme song on his intro at one point. I'll put a card up here for VCG Construction. Here, you can see it vibrating. With it on max for setting the treble, bass, and mid being exactly the same in the center, 50-50. Settings, sound. We're gonna move the bass back up, move the treble. We're gonna max everything out. I'll give you my thoughts after. And this is a Galaxy Note 10 5G Plus with a, or Galaxy Note 10 Plus 5G with a Defender Series OtterBox, and it's bouncing all over the place. So we're going to pause the music, and we're going to switch it over to auxiliary. And if you guys want to see some information of this being plugged in, charging, and all that, I'll leave a card up here for VCG Construction's video on that. And if I can get an extension cord over here, I'll just plug it in and we'll test it out. There is no external antenna on this stereo. It's internally in the actual stereo, so you can't just move an antenna, move the arm up and stretch it or anything like that. Alright. So we're going to do the auxiliary port. Auxiliary. Okay. Alright, so it automatically started playing the music that I have on my phone. For whatever reason, it always does that. So we're gonna go back to I'm gonna turn the volume up. My volume's at about 70%. So we're gonna turn it up. Move it to about 90%. So from what I have noticed, to me there is a little static on the auxiliary port, but that's probably because of the resistance in the 3.5mm cable. So there's not much you could do about that. I'm turning the cable in the adapter. It's not making any static noise. Unplug the cable. Okay. Grab an extension cord. See if it will reach. Oh, probably will. Right. It might. Okay, got an extension cord plugged in. The plug is on the back behind a rubber grommet. Okay. So now it's showing that flex volt battery is charging. In my personal opinion, I believe that it sounds more crisp through Bluetooth. I have gotten a max of 12 hours off one of the smallest flex volt batteries, which is the 2 amp hour and 6 amp hour flex volt battery. I do notice a little distortion at max volume sometimes, depending if you have the bass all the way up on the equalizer. a little bit of distortion on treble sometimes, but it all depends on the song. We're gonna do another song. I use this one a lot in my videos. This is just a YouTube it's a YouTube audio library song that you can use copyright free. It also as well does scroll, so if you're listening to something on Bluetooth, doesn't matter if it is your app on your phone. It says audio library, YouTube, the website. But you can use, I'll show you guys a couple apps. You can use Power Amp or any Android app that plays music. You could as well as use Sirius XM, LiveX Live, which used to be Slacker Radio, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Amazon Music, Player Pro, Scanner Radio. So the last thing I was on was Scanner Radio. You can use Slacker Studio, Audible, Spotify, Stations, as well as I've used Netflix, Hulu, I've used DirecTV because I have a DirecTV account, so I can watch it free on any mobile device, iPhone, Android, whatever you want. Harkins, I've used it on Prime Video for Amazon. I've used it on Movies Anywhere, Vudu, where you can watch movies that you own digitally. Lionsgate. So I've used basically a lot of apps, and basically the stereo ends up just acting as a Bluetooth speaker. I've also used watched videos on YouTube and had that playing the music, or watching somebody's channel and they were talking about tools or something. So that's that. We're gonna go back inside and we're gonna talk about what I think of it, and go from there. Oops. Okay. Carry you guys. Outside is a little mess. I gotta clean again. Okay. So we can put the camera back here. All right. So, my thoughts on the stereo. I like the new functions on the ToughSystem 1.0. It's actually in the back. For the battery compartment, it's actually right here. And you fold it up. So you probably, I don't know, I don't have any of the ToughSystem boxes. I do know it's compatible with ToughSystem 1.0 as well as the new ToughSystem 2.0 boxes and accessories and cases, storage containers. It has 4 speakers, 1 sub, and it has 1 bass resonator, which is a passive resonator. It's not a speaker. I am going to be getting the Milwaukee. We're going to be comparing the Milwaukee against the Dewalt. I bought the Dewalt because it was on sale for $199 on Black Friday instead of the $299. I have a bunch of Dewalt batteries. I have a bunch of Milwaukee stuff as well. Some Milwaukee stuff. And I have a crap ton of Milwaukee batteries here. I have one of my 8s for the M18 line in this drawer. So we are going to be getting the new Milwaukee Packout radio. The Packout radio does not have 10 speakers. It's got 4 tweeters, 4 speakers, that's 8. It's got 1 sub and 1 passive resonator. It's technically got 9 speakers, active speakers. So I've been pretty happy with this stereo. I like the bass output. From what I've been told, I have friends that have the 1.0. They are impressed with the bass of the 1.0. I do not think that Dewalt stepped down. I think this was an upgrade. They made the buttons easier to use. They put the power button on the actual volume knob. It does not have AM FM radio, but I don't use AM FM radio. I use Sirius XM 99% of the time because I pay $40 a month for it. I have it in all 4 of my vehicles. I have the app. I have the apps on my phone and on my computer. I don't ever listen to the public radio anymore. So if you guys want to have a demonstration on the public radio, it only does FM. It does not do AM. You might want to go to like VCG Construction or Tool Boss. They might have done a video on the radio. I don't know. But the antenna is pretty good. It's hard to get signal out here for me because I live 60 miles in the desert. I have a couple houses around me, but that's it. So the antenna is a little spotty for me, but I don't use the radio portion of the stereo. I use the Bluetooth the most. I do not usually use the... Oops. Somebody texted me, I think. I do not normally use the 3.5 millimeter jack, but I put one of my extra 3.5 millimeter cables in there to be stored in there in case I did want to use it. But and all in all, it's a great stereo in my opinion. I love the bass output. It can dance. The stereo can move itself. It's got excellent bass. Only problem I've had is it distorts on certain songs, especially heavy bass songs like rap. Certain hip-hop songs, if the volume's too loud, it can distort. I could have done a test where I had it sitting on the concrete, my walkway or something. It would have probably been a little better demonstration, but the tinny sound you heard on the picnic bench, that was because there's a bunch of metal sitting on my picnic bench. All in all, it's got great treble. It has excellent bass. I don't remember if it's mid. What is it, mid? Mid-range. The mid-range isn't bad. The mid-range is actually pretty good. You can also change the bass and treble and everything on the app. if you go to, where is it at? Dewalt and Milwaukee tools. Dewalt Sound Systems app. I'm sure it's the same on Android. I don't know. I don't have an Android device. You can also play your music in your memory card from the Dewalt app, as well as the FM radio, settings, just language, favorites. Library. Go back to library. It's these three lines up here in the top left corner. It's got outdoor, indoor. You can change that setting right from the app, so you don't have to be next to the phone. Bass, treble, and mid-range. You can change on here. I have noticed it does drop out if you go around walls or corners. You don't technically truly get 100 feet Bluetooth distance from the stereo, especially if you're going around obstacles. If you're going 100 feet away from it, there's no obstacles. I've had no issues with it. Again, I've had one 2 amp hour, 6 amp hour flex volt battery run this stereo at max volume for 12 hours. If I have time, I might do a time-lapse video of that. But I'm not too sure yet. There's a lot of channels that have already done time-lapse videos on how long batteries last on certain devices and everything else. But all in all, I'm happy with the $200 I paid for it. The Milwaukee, I'm going to get that one, the pack-out stereo. This one seems to have better bass from what I have noticed from Vince's channel, BCG Construction. He did a demonstration on this, and I will put the video in here. Card up here in the corner for the video. But Vince is even impressed with the bass, and I think it's because the bass is under the unit. I'm pretty positive the bass is right here, and you can feel it. You can feel it into whatever you're standing near. When we were in here and I was playing it and it was vibrating the tool cart, I can feel the bass in the floor, in the concrete floor. It's got great bass. I think that's what makes this stereo great, is the bass is directed down where you can feel it. You can feel the bass. You can be 25 feet away and you can feel the bass. Where the Milwaukee, it's got a 360 surround. The speakers are on the corners. So that might be the difference. It's just a different type of audio experience. In this one, they're in the front and the back, and then on the bottom, where the Milwaukee is all four corners, and then on the back panel. So, hopefully this helps you guys. Like, comment, criticize down below. If you're going to criticize, actually give helpful information. Don't just state, 30-minute video and okay, and you could not play a song. If you're going to criticize, be constructive about it. Don't be sarcastic about it. When I say comments, criticisms down below, I mean give me detailed information, of what you would like me to do better on, or you would like to see more on a specific subject. It's hard to take criticism when somebody's being sarcastic and rude. If you want to help, give information, give me details. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. And please like, comment, subscribe. Criticisms down below. and as well as go check out my Amazon affiliate links. And I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm not going to do any charging or anything like that on the USB port. I spoke about the USB port on the last video. So thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.